Hello, Oracles! Look what we have coming for Tesla. We've got FSD version 11.3 release notes that just dropped. We will go over those in just a minute. We've also got some rumors about Tesla buying out a lithium mining company. We also have some news about Tesla signing a contract in Australia for some more battery materials. So, lots of great information to go over. The markets are closed today for President's Day, so we will see the market opening up tomorrow. We will get into all of that in just a minute. So now, before we get into things today, I just wanted to let you guys know I am starting up a separate channel, a shorts channel. I'm doing a lot of other things. This channel was started for the purposes of all around investing in your overall health, wealth, adventure, family and friends, all sorts of things. But the YouTube algorithm does not really like it when you switch things up like that. So, for those of you guys who are interested, and I know many of you guys had said you were interested in some of that, I'm going to be starting up a whole shorts channel. So once that's up and running, I'll let you guys know on that. Otherwise, you can follow me over on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for all the rest of those things as well. So getting into the news today, we have Omar over at Holmar's Catalog sharing out some release notes that we had gotten for FSD version 11.3. And so there are a lot of notes with this, so I will go quickly through them. So we've got Holmar's tweeting out these release notes for 11.3. Enabled FSD beta on highway. This unifies the vision and planning stack on and off highway and replaces the legacy highway stack, which is over 4 years old. The legacy highway stack still relies on several single camera and single frame networks and was set up to handle simple lane specific maneuvers. FSD Beta's multi-camera video networks and next-gen planner that allows for more complex agent interactions with less reliance on lanes make way for adding more intelligent behaviors, smoother control, and better decision-making. Now, this is something that we have been talking about for quite a while. Elon actually said that this was going to be released last February. So yes, 1 year later, we are now at the point where we're getting this. But this was the big challenge, was going from separate cities and highways to now making it all single stack, which is now all uniform and all together in one single place. So this is going to be that huge transition. And this is where Elon had said previously that it was more difficult than expected. He's been basically saying that about FSD all along, which is why it has been taking so long to get where we're at, is it's a lot more challenging than he initially planned on it being. So now we're at the point where it looks like single stack is actually going to become a reality, and we should be seeing this coming out very soon. Added voice drive notes. After an intervention, you can now send Tesla an anonymous voice message describing your experience to help improve autopilot. Expanded automatic emergency braking, AEB, to handle vehicles that cross Ego's path. This includes cases where other vehicles run their red light or turn across Ego's path, stealing the right of way. Replay of previous collisions of this type suggests that 49% of events would be mitigated by the new behavior. This improvement is now active in both manual driving and autopilot operation. Improved autopilot reaction time to red light runners and stop sign runners by 500 milliseconds by increased reliance on objects' instantaneous kinematics along with trajectory estimates. Added a long-range highway lanes network to enable earlier response to blocked lanes and high curvature. Reduced goal pose prediction error for candidate trajectory neural network by 40% and reduced runtime by 3x. This was achieved by improving the dataset using heavier and more robust offline optimization, increasing the size of this improved dataset by 4 times, and implementing a better architecture and feature space. Improved occupancy network detections by oversampling on 180,000 challenging videos, including rain reflections, road debris, and high curvature. That's a big one right there because that just tells us that it's now going to be reacting more like a human because it's going to be able to see even more. And don't forget, what's going to end up happening in the future is the car can see with their cameras in all directions. A human cannot. So what's going to end up happening is imagine as a human, you can actually see and absorb all of that data from all around you all at once. That is why in the future, FSD is going to be a better driver than a human because it can see everything, even places that a human cannot. There's also improved recall for close-by cut-in cases by 20% by adding 40,000 auto-labeled fleet clips of this scenario to the dataset. Also improved handling of cut-in cases by improved modeling of their motion into Ego's lane, leveraging the same for smoother lateral and longitudinal control for cut-in objects. Added lane guidance module and perceptual loss to the road edges and lines network, improving the absolute recall of lines by 6% and the absolute recall of road edges by 7%. This is actually something that my son has been improving with as well, as he likes to hug the curb quite a bit. He's now getting much better at that himself. Improved overall geometry and stability of lane predictions by updating the lane guidance module representation with information relevant to predicting crossing and oncoming lanes. Improved handling through high speed and high curvature scenarios by offsetting towards inner lane lines. Again, that's something else that I'm working on with my son as well, and he is getting better at that also. When you're going around something on a high curve, you kind of want to go towards the inside and anticipate it pulling you to the outside. Improved lane changes, including earlier detection and handling for simultaneous lane changes, better gap selection when approaching deadlines, better integration between speed-based and nav-based lane change decisions, and more differentiation between the FSD driving profiles with respect to speed lane changes. Improved longitudinal control response smoothness when following the lead vehicles by better modeling the possible effect of lead vehicles' brake lights on their future speed profiles. This is actually something that might play strongly into when they get into cross-country fleets when it comes to tractor trailering, because that there is what could possibly lead to FSD in the semi. So you can have one lead vehicle and you can have a train of them following behind, and you might have 6 or 7 vehicles. That could be very helpful with all of that. Improved detection of rare objects by 18% and reduced depth error to large trucks by 9%, primarily from migration to more densely supervised auto-labeled datasets. Improved semantic detections for school buses by 12% and vehicles transitioning from stationary to driving by 15%. This was achieved by improving dataset label accuracy and increasing dataset size by 5%. That's big. That's like vehicles coming onto the highway, vehicles coming off of a city street that are, parked on the side of the road, and they're starting to come onto the road. So that's very good detection there. Improved decision making at crosswalks by leveraging neural network based ego trajectory estimation in place of approximated kinematic models. Improved reliability and smoothness of merge control by deprecating legacy merge region tasks in favor of merge topologies derived from vector lanes, and unlocked longer fleet telemetry clips by up to 26% by balancing compressed IPC buffers and optimized write scheduling across twin SoCs. So now realistically, some of that stuff does go over my head, and it's way easier to go over my head now that it is completely shaved, and I will be putting that video out to you guys later. So I wasn't able to do it live, it was just way too complicated, but I will have that up in a short later today so you guys can see that process. But otherwise, this is that giant step. Going to version 11 is that monster step that we have been waiting for. And it's 11.3. Obviously, they had to work some things out before they go wide release on it. And with that said, it sounds like from Omar, this might be getting released very soon. It might actually be coming out this week. Now, I'm not going to hold my breath, but usually when we see the release notes, that means it's going to be coming out very soon. So I'm very excited to see that. Over on Twitter, for you guys who are over there, Sean had started up a whole entire group about FSD specifically. So there's a lot of people sharing their videos over there. So I'm very excited to see what the new videos and takes are going to be on 11.3. And so now just to touch base on a couple of things that we went over on Friday on the live stream, the breaking news about Tesla choosing Mexico as the location to expand its operations has not been confirmed by Tesla. So it sounds like this is going to be something that is going to happen, but Tesla themselves have not confirmed it. So perhaps this is something that we are going to get confirmation on come Investor Day. And other news we got, breaking according to Bloomberg, Tesla has been weighing a takeover of battery metals miner Sigma Lithium. Tesla's been speaking with potential advisors about a bid. Sigma is one of multiple mining options Tesla's exploring as it mulls its own refining. So as we know, Elon has said, if they have to get into lithium mining and refining, they will. That is the next big bottleneck that they foresee. And so we know that they are putting up a lithium refinery down in Texas. So the next step would be, are there miners out there that are going to be producing enough lithium for Tesla to be able to make this happen and make it worthwhile? Sounds like there really aren't, but if Tesla wants to do it on their own, just like they do with everything else, if people are not going to move at the speed of Tesla, Tesla's going to take it over and do it themselves. So sounds like they may be taking over Sigma Lithium. Sounds hilarious because it could just be recalled Ligma. And so from there, who knows what's going to happen, but it sounds like Tesla will be getting into lithium mining as well, whether they actually do it themselves or just own the companies that are going to be doing it so that they can kind of expedite the situation. We will have to wait and see what's going to play out with that. But sounds like lithium is the next big piece, and Tesla's going to be getting into that. And I have no doubt we will be hearing about that at Investor Day as well. And finally, Tesla is rumored to have signed an offtake deal with Australian battery materials company Magnus Energy Technologies. Magnus today requested a trading halt on its stock until tomorrow over a material transaction, the signed agreement for which was received from the counterparty over the weekend. Quote, industry sources in the US reckon the binding offtake deal is considerably bigger than an agreement Tesla struck with another ASX listed graphite play, $1.3 billion group Sierra Resources last year. Sources said Tesla's been through testing of the company's technology to ensure output would match its requirements and had put forth a binding contract with fixed prices and take or pay terms. So we've got some great things in the works for Tesla. Obviously, this is big going forward. We've got Investor Day coming up. I have no doubt we are going to be hearing about a lot of this when it comes to Master Plan Part 3 and scaling, because that's what Elon has been harping on for the last 2 years is what do we need to do to get to that scale in the future, and what materials are needed? What are the bottlenecks? We've talked about it many times before. Elon looks far down the road, 10, 20, 30 years down the road to see what the goals are to achieve this plan. If the plan is to get the entire world transitioned over to renewable energy, what sources and materials are needed to make that happen? What along the way is going to slow them up to make that transition happen as well? That is what he is focusing on. He has already said that lithium is that biggest bottleneck. They are now focusing on that, along with other battery material components. And to discuss Investor Day and so many other things in depth, we are going to be having on the channel Farzad and Peggy on Wednesday the 22nd at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to discuss all sorts of great stuff. So if you guys want to join us then, please feel free to do so. I'll be sharing that link as soon as I possibly can, hopefully later today. And this way we will be able to get Peggy and Farzad's brains picked as to what they think is going to happen with Investor Day and the future of Tesla. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below if any of you have FSD and you're anticipating getting 11.3, because if so, I would love to get your feedback on it when you guys do end up getting it to give that comparison between what you're currently running right now with 10.69 and 11.3. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support. If you have not hit that like and subscribe button, please do so down below, and we will see you in the next one.